Any events, anything where you use Zoom and you want to reach more people, this Restream is a really amazing program to reach beyond where you are. So for example, we just went live. All of you guys, as we do our quick introductions, you're going to be streamed on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all the various places. So it's a great opportunity at the push of a button to reach more than where we're going. So welcome to this month's Builderall training and support. This is where we come together as a community to learn about this incredible all-in-one, I believe one of the most powerful tools in the world to grow and market and thrive in your business, and also to have a place where you can get questions, support, things that you may be looking at within your own individual journey with Builderall, or you may just be new saying, hey, what are you guys up to? What are you doing? And let me learn more. And my hopes is that no matter where you're at in this journey, that you will be inspired with specific marketing tools, marketing ideas, marketing strategies, things that can be simply added and automated, right? Don't we want automation so we can have more fun doing what we love? Added and automated into your business plan to allow you to accelerate your business. So today's agenda, I'm going to do just as we normally do, a welcome intro of the program. I want everybody to be able to meet each other. We've got a little bigger crowd, so ideally, not going to spend too much time on that. You can definitely drop your information in the chat. I'm going to actually launch a poll for starters. Let me make sure that this allows panelists to vote. This is just going to give me feedback on your Builderall tools. Like, are you actively using it? What are the 3 tools that you like the most? And there's just a couple of questions there. So I've activated that for you. And so let me just do a real high level intro of Builderall, and then we'll do a quick introductions of the amazing people that are here. So what I fell in love with this is, many of you guys heard my journey. I got entrenched in an all-in-one package of another platform. They've been up and running for 4 years. I always look at things of how long have they been around? Do they have their hands in many different projects, or are they solo on their project? And I was spending 4 figures a month and a pretty significant deposit to get it going. And after 6 months, I had to pull the trigger. It wasn't a return on my investment. There was a lot of missing pieces that I thought were there that weren't. And so when I got introduced to Builderall, I was a little bit reluctant for 2 reasons. One was the price. One was like, oh my gosh, how can something have all of these tools and still be under $100? And then also, how, is it easy to use? Is it something that will take a lot of time? And am I getting myself, I was a little bit gun shy. And as I got into the program and looking at it, I was really blown away. I mean, first you guys got to see, look at the different languages that this is in. It's a 15-year company, so this is not a startup. They pour their heart and soul into this business. They've got a very large team that helps them work within this, and it truly is an all-in-one place. And so I know that there's some of you here that have started out at a basic plan. And what I love about this is the basic plan is giving you everything you need. If you're just getting started, some people are starting on a budget and $100 a month can be quite a bit. For me, I went from $800 a month to down to less than that. So I was really excited, but some are still on a budget. They're still getting going. And so they do have a very minimal package where it includes the website builder, the e-commerce, and the emailing platform. And so those are really the primary things that we look at when you get started in a business. But as you get into here, you can see they've got SMS, they've got a CRM, they've got a help desk and quizzes, and just there's so much in here that I'll dive into the back office as we get going a little bit more. Go ahead and where is my mouse? And became very excited, big advocate on what they're doing, and pulled forward. And so when we come together here, I want you guys to know that my commitment to anybody that's in our community, if you sponsor anybody, you can use these calls, you can invite them in, or if you want somebody just to see what we're doing, please know that, just say, hey, Shannon, I want to introduce somebody. Will you do a private tour? Like I'm even open to do a private tour. I found that to send them to the websites is great, but to send them to the back office, which what we're going to look at a little bit, is even better, because then we can really look at, okay, Amanda, I know we were looking at yours. Okay, you need a website, you need an appointment setter, you need reminders. Like everybody has unique needs. And so we want to, I really enjoy doing that for each of you. So let me know. So I just want to do real quick introductions. Let me know who you are. If you're using Builderall, go ahead and say your website, let us know your business name. And then if there's something that you came here in particular to learn today, I would love to hear that also, so that I can make sure we cover everything. David, do you mind going first? And David's one of our mentors with the Business Acceleration Network. So I'm always honored when he comes and plays. So real quick, David, name, are you using it? Any questions?
David Dunworth. I'm using it with KCT, King's Counsel and Trust. I'm interested in learning about the e-learning platform.
Awesome. Okay.
And I don't have a website.
Okay.
The King's Counsel and Trust.com.
Thank you,
It's
David.
the website today.
Ceci, do you mind going next?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Ceci Meacham with Anytime Travel Solutions. I am using it, and my website is anytimebookings.com. One of the many.
Awesome. Ceci, anything that you're here to learn today? Anything?
Always learning more about Mailing Boss.
Mailing Boss. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Amanda.
I'm Amanda Johnson, Southeast Iowa. Still, I feel very new to one of the basic plans. Looking for a time stretcher so I can learn all the amazing features that there are. But I agree with Ceci, mastering Mailing Boss, I think would make me feel very accomplished.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to talk for a minute about that too. So thank you, Amanda, for being here. Amanda, will you let people know your website or how to find you? Company name?
It's there.
Okay, awesome. All right, Alicia, am I saying that correct? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to do a real quick introduction just because Alicia is somebody that I have really thrilled, because she is actually using Builderall and came in to be able to support some of us that might want to hire somebody to do to work within Builderall. And what I love about Alicia is that she has her own business, so she gets the woes and pains and joys of business. She has an incredible eye for design. She gets the marketing and various pieces. And so to me, when I connected with Alicia, I think Alicia, you and I met, I don't know, a number of months ago. And then when she reached out and said, hey, I'm doing Builderall, do you need any help? I was like, oh my gosh, the fact that she's all encompassing. Like some people are good at coding, some people are good at design, some people, they don't get the business side of it, they only get their own web design business. She really has all of those aspects, and familiar in the e-learning space. That's one of the things that their business is doing is a homeschool e-learning for parents. So Alicia, I hope and if I was inaccurate in anything, please correct me.
No, that was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so I have that business with Christy, the homeschooling business we're doing. That's on a different platform than Kajabi. I'm sorry, it's on Kajabi. It's a different platform than Builderall. But I have my author website on Builderall. I've had it there for years. And I also have a little side business that is also set up on Builderall. And that's AliciaSeymour.com is my author, and StarseedPotions.com is I make oil rubs and stuff as a little side thing that I enjoy. So That's what I have set up. And then I also help others set up in Builderall. So yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Which just triggered me. Ceci, you have that magic COVID stuff, the natural remedy. I'm sorry to say COVID, it's an immune booster, but when we got it, we called an MD and an MD gave us, I called her back and I'm like, Ceci, every ingredient that you have in here is what the doctor gave us. That's on Builderall too, isn't it, Ceci?
Yes, yes, it
So
is.
you gotta say that website too. Let people know. That's a good one.
I will.
Awesome. Okay, and Dr. Yulwin.
Okay. I am a catalyst for human performance, and I disrupt the way in which leaders lead. Now, I work with very successful leaders who were on the top of their game, and because of COVID and the way in which the marketplace has changed, they need new skills, and they are panicking. And what I help them do is to understand the behavior of the marketplace and be able to develop solutions to overcome, I don't want to use the word crap, but the crap that's going on, so that they could lead boldly, unapologetically, and irrespective of whatever situation they meet, they know how to understand it, develop solutions, and win big time and get their life back. That's what I do.
Awesome. Dr. Yulwin, you're not using Builderall, correct?
Not yet.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. So you're here to
Well,
check it out, learn more.
Why I'm here is that I find that I'm lost in the noise of the marketing and all that, and I want to see how I could rise above that noise with a better presentation or explaining what I do more powerfully or something like that.
Awesome. So we have another webinar that will be perfect for that I want to make sure I let you guys know too. So I'll get that date out, or Yang, you can let them, if you don't mind putting the event, the upcoming event in the chat. That would be great because we're really honing in on exactly that there too. Okay, Karen. Yay.
Yay, I'm with the Marigold Network and I started my Builderall and I put just a splash page. So I really need to work on the website. I also did it so that I could have my email to be a little bit more professional on my email, but I plan to launch everything in January. So right now I'm just learning everything I can. I want to find the people who will actually learn it, that's their lane. That's not really my lane, but I want to learn it now until I have those people and do what I can. So I just want to kind of learn everything and know what's available to me. So when I can hire the people to hand it off to them, I know, what I'm talking about when I say this is what it can do. So I got my little splash page in my email, but I plan to be really ready to go by the first of the year. So
okay, awesome. Yeah. And Karen, you probably want to get Alicia's contact information because she may be somebody that you want to play with on
I heard that. I just put all my oils together this weekend myself and all that. So I love that. And the Marigold Network is an aggregation of Integrous collaboration, and it's about products, people's practitioners and places. So it really is all encompassing of people who are in integrity that want to work together. So love to meet new people. Thank you.
Beautiful. Marius, I don't know if you're able to play today or if you're auditing. Okay, Katie. Oh,
I'm here. Sorry. I'm trying to get my video on, but it's not cooperating with me. So all right. My name is Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. I'm sorry, Amaryllis.
It's okay. I'm sorry. My video is not functioning. I don't know why. I am the owner of a travel agency called Ace Travels. And I've been using Builderall probably for about maybe 8 or 9 months. Yeah, Shannon, something like that, right? I currently don't have my website on it, but I have some landing pages that I've created on there. I am working on a website for a membership program that I'm going to be selling, targeting other travel agents. And then I do a lot with Mailing Boss, although I came on today because I have not transferred from the legacy system to the new one. And so I kind of wanted to see if there was going to be any conversation around that, or maybe it's already been had. I don't know. I use a lot of the booking system. And then I am planning on putting together an e-learning course. So I will be utilizing that system as well. I've been a bit MIA this summer. It's been a little bit of a crazy, I had a lot of personal stuff going on and then work related too. So I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. So we did, Young, if you don't mind, I believe it was 2 times ago where we went back and we reviewed everything, how to transfer over. We'll go through a couple of things, but we're not going to spend a ton of time on that because we actually spent almost the whole call on the transfer. It is really important that we do the Mailing Boss. And if there's questions that come up, please let us know. I just know that we want to make sure that everybody before the end of the year migrates over. Katie, I didn't have you introduce yourself. So let me make sure you, and then we'll get going. Yay, I get to see your Emeralds.
Sorry, I had to go chase a snake that was at my front door.
Oh,
I relocated him over to the neighbor's house.
okay.
It's a much better place. I hate snakes. And I have windows next to my front door. I saw something moving and it was a black racer, which is okay, but I still don't want him at my front door. So that was that. Okay, well, my name is Katie Wagner, and I don't use Builderall yet. I'm involved with another group who's just changed to Kartra, which I haven't figured that out either. But if that doesn't work out, I'm definitely going to switch over to Builderall, because I'm not sure how much control I have of the Kartra part. So that just happened over the hurricane week off. So
Awesome. Well, it'll be good. You'll be able to see some of the differences, and hopefully today you'll get some good marketing ideas on what to make sure that's there. And Master Young is here as our he is full-time on my team with his beautiful wife. They had a baby a number of months ago, and so he is just here as the troubleshooter. So just to remind each and every one of you that are our customers or you're connected to somebody with us, there is the help desk and there is the Facebook group that are really powerful to get your support. However, so right here is the help, and you can get support here. You can create a ticket here. You also want to make certain, is everybody a part of the Facebook group? Has everybody joined the Builderall Facebook group? No comment?
I don't do Facebook, so
Okay.
you have to have an account to.
So
I have, and once your comment is censored through administration, which went very quickly, there were a lot of responses and everything. I do think it's a little bit of, there's been a lot of unsolicited help for other adventures that I haven't really appreciated.
yeah, that might be good to let them know on those pieces of what you're seeing, because
Yeah. I mean, it's not anything unprofessional or, the really icky stuff in the world, but it's just lots of things, because I asked one question about affiliate marketing, and now I get lots of people soliciting affiliate marketing to me, and that's just not where I'm at right now.
Okay.
And when I say thank you, but no, they don't quit.
Okay. I'm giving you both of these. So for us, we use this when we get stuck, and it's a little bit time sensitive. They do have regular members meetings and things like that you can plug into. So encourage you to be able to utilize this. When you get in here, there's all of these bases to get started. However, if there's a place where you're stuck, we don't want you to be stuck more than 24 hours. So reach out to me, let me know, hey, Shannon, I'm trying to do this. And if we don't have the solution for it, we'll troubleshoot on what's there. Everybody that's signed up, have you been getting and saving those initial emails? We have emails. Young, are they still in the old one or the new one? They're still in the old one, correct?
Yeah, they're still on the old one.
Okay, so in the Builderall clients, I want to make sure that each of you have these, because these are, Young has been so incredible at creating these email sequences to help you. And every month, we try to come up with a new thing to teach you, to work with you on, and get it set up. Young, it looks like it's paused, so we might need to, well, I think you may have paused it while you're moving it over. So in here, this gives you the links to all of the community, the YouTube, and like, here's the very first document that Young created. I'm into pictures. I don't know about you guys, but I like pictures with arrows. Do this, go here. He made it very simple for us to be able to go in and do some of the integration of your domain names and really setting up your site. So each month you have, or I think these come out every week, but if you're already been with us for a while, like Amaryllis, you've been with us for a while, you should be getting new ones as we go along. Are you guys all getting these emails okay?
Yes.
I
Okay.
believe so. I got to go back and double check, but I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to highlight these because these are these are something that as you're building with somebody that you might want to add to your team. Maybe you want a new there's affiliate. So like here he goes into the booking calendar, the mailing boss, the different meetings. Like it's really intentional training, and it's designed to be able to support you with those pieces, even some marketing tools that are in here too. So if you don't get them, let me know, let us know, and we'll make sure that you do. Like here's one word that we wanted to talk about, the e-learning. I'm going to go ahead and give this one to you now, since I know a few of you are here for the e-learning. Yeah, and just save those. Make sure that you're getting those. Okay, so let me get in here real quick to this. So it sounds like so let me just start out with the basics. So when you're making the migration or you're making your move, it's really good to look at what's going to have the greatest impact on your expenses and what's going to have the greatest impact on your income. And so for me, I looked at what I was paying for, as far as, I was paying for a booking calendar. I was paying for a website and website hosting. I want to remind you that this includes hosting. This includes SSL certificates. So if you ever go to somebody's website and it says not secure, you're not able to share, or if you post on social media, it causes glitches and things like that. So this covers that SSL. It also includes all of your emails that go with your domain. And so those were things that right away I started moving over to do that. And then I also moved over, we're going to talk about Mailing Boss today. Because that was another thing. It's like a lot of these things, the bigger your list, the more money you pay. And so every time you go up 5,000 or 1,000, they charge more and more. And so they have the Mailing Boss, and also looking at, I think I talked about the booking calendar. I was not paying for e-learning, but I know we're going to spend some time on that. And an LMS system. I mean, I had a client where they spent $65,000 for an LMS licensing and setup. So these can be pretty spendy on a monthly basis. And as you can see, all of this is included. Now, when you work with the VA, they have a real easy access. You just type in the individual's name. You don't need their email address or anything, and it'll give you a unique code to share with them. And then you can actually set it up so that they get access to whatever tools you want or don't want. You have full control of what you give them access to. And then when they go to sign in, all that they need is your Builderall email address. There's a little box that says VA access. They click on that, and then that allows them to pull in the information there. So it's also good. I don't know how many of you guys have went through and watched some of their training, like their email marketing or mailing boss. Anybody? Okay, good. And some of them, as I got in, I was like, there could be some promotion on how to be a Builderall affiliate, but there's some really good tools that they have in there. So I just want to remind you, Karen, I'm not sure if you've seen some of these university things here. That could be great. And then also their YouTube channel has a ton of good education pieces, or the knowledge base here. Okay, so I think we're going to start with Mailing Boss first, because when we start looking at the income and the expenses, one of the things to look at is when I think of income, I think of building community and nurturing community. And to me, you guys have heard your greatest asset is your database, right? You guys, you know, the bigger your list, the more money you have, the more impact you have, the more you can have a sale. Like Amanda, I know you're in our Trailblazers and Collaborators. You worked on a marketing plan, and it's like you can email to your list and start doing conversion, and also your list is where you have full control and you don't have to worry about the algorithms. It's like on social media, you may have 5,000 friends, but if you post something, you might be lucky if 10 of them see it, right? So an email list is that foundation for your income. And so it's important to have that landing page or that opt-in page or some sort of opt-in on your website. I believe all of you have opt-ins. Do you guys mind sharing your opt-ins in the chat so that we can kind of see what those are? And if you don't, I just want to inspire you to think about what is an opt-in that you can share. I know one of my opt-ins is the MediaMagicBook.com. So it is set up on a Builderall landing page, but we went out and we bought a domain name and forwarded it to make it easy so I can go on radio or print or, you know, anywhere you want to go, because if you're doing an opt-in, you want to use this everywhere you're going in marketing. So I'll say, go to MediaMagicBook.com and download this for free. So opt-in, you can capture, you know, a lot of times they just say, get a first name and an email address. That's great. That's ideal. We ask for a little bit more, but you get to choose on what that is. Some opt-ins are right on your website. You could have something like this with a button that's there, but does everybody have an opt-in? I'm not seeing some put in here. Anybody? Amanda, do you have an opt-in?
A what, Shannon? No, I don't have an opt-in.
Okay, Amanda.
That's up here.
Okay, so an opt-in for you, Amanda, could be a special report. Could be I mean,
I have a lot of links in the website to reports and things, but an actual opt-in and maybe it's a terminology thing.
Yeah, so opt-in means that they give you information to receive information. So in order for them to get the copy of the book, they have to opt into my list. They have to give me their name and email, and then I'm going to give them the book. So it's as a marketing piece. Amaryllis, do you have an opt-in?
I do. I'm trying to get the URL. I don't know about.
Okay, good. Yep. Okay.
I mean, I understand it. I'm just not sure what to use as an opt-in at this
gosh,
point.
girl, we'll come up with something. For you, it could be an affirmation, wealth affirmation, or piece. It could be a meditation piece. It could be the history of float and the benefits. If you have an opt-in and you can come up with a tagline that sizzles, it's great. 5 steps 100 steps, whatever those pieces are good here. Katie's got one, Limitless Resilience Kit.com. Is her opt-in. And so it's great to have some sort of opt-in to capture names. Dr. Yulwin, I think that was something that we talked about with you in your press release too, is getting that opt-in. Alicia, do you have an opt-in?
I do. It's still set up not in Mailing Bus, though. I have it connected with Active Campaign, but it's on my Builderall page and opt-in. I could put it.
Yeah, go ahead and put your guys in there. So is everybody clear on what an opt-in is, or any questions about this particular piece? All right. So when it comes to building income and building community, an opt-in is essential. David, as a marketing expert, anything else you want to add to this piece here?
Well, the opt-in comes in a couple of different names. Some people call them squeeze page, where you're squeezing the information from them. Lead Magnet is the book that Shannon's offering you, your survival kit. Katie, that's your lead magnet. That's a term that marketers use, so you'll hear that tossed around. Pretty much it. But yeah, it's an opt-in is the best way to grow your list. If you've got something of value that people will bother taking the time to give you their name and their email address, you'll grow a good list. Yeah. And then ultimately you want to nurture them, and you're going to get to all that's right, Shannon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and occasionally you can actually sell them something, but if you grow a list and do nothing but try and sell them, you'll lose them. 80, 20, 70, 30 is about the mix between education, something lighthearted, a joke or whatever, to stay in touch, and then just sell to them occasionally. That's pretty much what I would say.
Yeah, beautiful. So, and again, to me, this is that foundation, right? This is where, if you position your business to sell it with, which hopefully you all have that in mind of, or legacy, or however you're planning to pass it on. This is really the foundational piece in what you're doing. And so then David got into any questions before we move into the next page of Mailing Boss. All right. So when you're doing this, when you do the opt-in, you would ideally use Cheetah Builder to build what he said is the squeeze page or the landing page. You would use Mailing Boss 5.0 to come up and create the form. And that's the form that's going to feed them into the list. And so, we have a number of opt-ins. So if you go to expertpowerbio.com, we give away our 13 steps to creating your expert power bio. We also have the Media Magic book. We have one more, and I'm not remembering what it is. So if you can get direct pages to send them there, go and buy a domain and send them there. That's always very helpful. Yes. So Amaryllis, I see you have one. So we got to get you a domain name that when you go on radio or TV or print, or if you're doing a press release or things like that, it's good to have a name that they can remember. So when you're creating your list, this is where you're going to start your list, create your list of what it's called. So you'll see we have one that's Media Magic Book, whatever that list is that you want. And we're still doing migration right now, just like the rest of us. That are here, which is definitely it. So you figure out what the list is going to be called, and then you start the email sequence. And that's what David was talking about with the nurturing. So the very first email is going to be delivering what it is that you promised. When they gave you their name and email, you promised to send them something. And so you want to do that in the very first email. And it's important to set up that email before you add somebody. You can do it after the fact, but it's a lot easier to, these guys just have a button that you click on, but I find if you create the email first, create the campaign, and in this is going to be an email sequence. Then from that sequence, then you can, do the first one of giving it to them. Let's say the second day you could say, hey, did you get it? Did you get a chance to look at this? I know with our expert power bio, we actually have what we call, David, there's probably different terms for this, a trip line. And so the trip line is where it's a very low priced item. I think we charge like $9.95 to help them walk them through the power bio. So they get a workbook, they get the whole kit, but then I actually walk them through with a verbal training along with that. So in that next email, hey, you want help? Here's this. And then you can start nurturing them with education and items like that. David, anything you want to add on that before I get more into the Builderall?
Yeah, they're called trip line, trip wire. It's all the same thing.
Awesome.
That was great.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're right about doing the email sequence first, because you will get distracted, and you want this to flow routinely so that you don't have to worry about it. So best to do several, think your process through and have your emails already set up.
So just to show you here, Amarellis, here's the import the list structure. So as you're migrating over, you can import the structure. And I think you saw with the campaign, you can also do the import with the sequence. Okay. And then we go into a lot more detail into that video. I do know, Amaryllis, there are still a few things that we were used to in the old system as far as reporting that they haven't migrated over yet. So some of the reporting is a little more manual than what we're doing. But when you get in here and you're creating an email, so let me just go in here and look at one of the emails so you can see what happens. So let's go ahead and do I have an email here? So here's where you're going to get the form for your opt-in. You just drag and drop these over, right? So I want,
do I have to recreate my forms?
I believe that you do, but Yang, can you speak to that one?
Once you import the list structure, it will just copy what you have there on the previous one.
Okay.
So no need for you to put those forms. As long as you do have the list of the subscribers and then you upload it, it will automatically generate the forms there. But the only new on that Mailing Boss 5.0 is that you need to include the free text of the phone number if you want to use the SMS or WhatsApp application, because it will not work unless you put the phone prepex form before you send an SMS to your list.
I have another question, more general in nature as it pertains to the email to Mailing Boss. I'm having a lot of issues, and this was even before the migration, where my emails are going into people's spam, like they're not getting delivered into their inbox, and I don't know what to do about that, and it's it's driving me insane. I have gone onto the Facebook group. I've gone into YouTube. I can't figure out like what to change so that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, so my understanding is some of that is people have actually reported us as spam, because I have a similar thing, and I've opened up new email addresses to bypass some of that, Amaryllis. But if people have actually reported your domain name, that's outside of Builderall, and you have to work with the clients to add it. It's
almost like 80% of my list. I know my list has not, 80% of my list has not reported.
No. If it was ever reported before at one point, so let's say one or two people reported it it's flagged in whatever that system is, not in the Builderall system, as emails that come from this domain name are most likely spam. So
Okay.
my Shannon Procise, or the prior one I had, we couldn't get it off of whatever that list is. I haven't figured that out, Amaryllis, and maybe
Okay.
Alicia, you can speak to that. I know Erin, who's on Karen's team. Erin and Cheryl were on here at one of the prior calls, and they were talking about different pieces. It's like, yeah, once you get flagged, and it could be just one or two people, you're in a different thing. So what I've done is I've actually done either a new email address if it's the email that's tagged, or a different domain. But Alicia, do you have anything to contribute to this, or David?
I would agree with you on that. I don't think it's anything Builderall related. That unfortunately, one or two is all it takes, and then it's redirected into spam folders. And I'm not exactly sure how to resolve that. I haven't gone through it personally, but I've gone through it on the opposite end, where stuff that I want in my inbox is suddenly going into spam. And so I haven't really figured out a way around it to resolve that, at least from the opposite end either. So
yeah, so what I found in Gmail is I had to add the person as a contact.
Right. That I know.
Yeah, that I had to go in, because I would try to move them and it wasn't doing it. So I had to physically go in and add each person into my contact list.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's young. Let's put that on our list if we can, just something to try to research. If you don't mind adding that to Monday on spam management, I guess we can label it, and then each of you, let's come together and see how we can troubleshoot it, because it just takes one or two people that, even if you mishit it, right? Like sometimes, I don't know, do you guys ever mishit a button? I know you have to do report, it's a little more than that, but yeah, if people report, it just takes a couple people and all of a sudden you're on some list.
Okay.
But what I've seen some people do is, add us to your contact list, white label us, and letting, kind of instructing people what to do to be sure that they are getting it in
Right.
that.
And I did that in my early email sequence. When somebody signs up, I have an email sequence that goes out, and I include that in there. The problem is if it's not even getting there to begin with, they're not going to see it. So it's kind of like, they're not going to see those instructions. So it's, it's a moot point for me anyways, at this point, because all of my stuff is going into spam, and it's just, I've slowed down on the emails for that reason. Cause I'm like, well, there's no point. It's not getting anywhere.
Yeah, so maybe this just as an idea, brainstorming, and Jan, we might want to look at this on ours, is, to avoid where we have the opt-in, to avoid going into spam, or to be sure that you get this, add this email address to your I know it's not good to put email addresses on websites. Yeah, because it doesn't that create a whole other thing? Maybe there's a way of letting them know, or right? Is that still true that we can attract a ton of bots if we put our email address on our website? Who knows? Okay, so maybe there's
I'm
a
not
way.
familiar with that. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I just know that somebody said it's not good to put email addresses on websites. It's been a long time, David, since I heard that. And I know one of my websites got attacked by bots, and I had thousands of comments. They took that email address and went haywire with it. But maybe just as a pivot of, hey, to be sure you get this email, make sure you add this name and this email address to your contact list on the front end. But Amaryllis, we'll see what we can do, because you're bringing up a pain point that you're not the only one dealing with it, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I would definitely find a way to address it, only because if you have newer people on Builderall, and let's say they run into the same issue, like I think back to when I was using MailChimp, I never had the problem, right? So it's easy to associate it to Builderall if you're not really knowledgeable about where the problem comes from, not necessarily related to the platform, but because of somebody reporting something, whether
Yeah.
it's an accident or on purpose. If that's
Yeah.
Let me-
And
May I?
go ahead.
I just want to say, I feel the pain, Amarilis. I do experience when I start using Mailing Boss that my emails were going to their junk. And also when Shannon sent me stuff, it goes to the junk as well. I associated that to my settings in Microsoft. I don't use Gmail or Google. I use Microsoft Office 365, and my settings are very, very strict. I have to review my spam because good emails go there too. And I'm assuming that I have to do a different type of filter in the future. Now, the only thing it kept me a little bit better in my campaigns, I did not notice people, I didn't notice, but like you said, I don't know if they get it or not, you know, if they went to their spam or not. But my results with my first campaign were very, very good. A high opening rate and 2 conversions with the very first campaign with 800 emails. So I was pretty happy. I go, okay, might not be all going to spam. I'm happy with that, but I would love to follow this conversation and fix whatever else that I'm not, that I'm going into the junk too. Thank you.
Awesome. And Amaryllis and all of you, is that may be a question that we all propose to Builderall in a support ticket. Why are, you know, is there any ideas, and see what they suggest? I'm having a majority of my emails going to spam, and seeing who, you know, they've got a pretty big team. You might get somebody that says something different. And so,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I just know from personal experiences, I had someone sign up for Builderall, and she started sending out emails, and her emails were going to spam, and she left for that reason. And I mean, I think Builderall is great. I think it has a lot to offer, but she's not as well versed from a technology perspective. And her assumption was, it's Builderall, I'm leaving. So it's just something to address, you know?
Yeah. So yes, please, those of you that are here and in Builderall, feel free to go in and put in a ticket here and say spam suggestions, ideas. How do I get more deliverable items, and see what feedback they get, and let's compare notes. Okay, so I wanted to show you the form that he was talking about. So we went into the list here. This is the Media Magic list. This is in the 5.0. So you can see, here's the update to edit, but it's going to have all of these pieces that are in here. So you do need to have your emails and your domains set up in here. Young, I'm not sure why it has that, but so you do need to do that initial email of migrating your domain, getting your emails set up. And just because you move your email over doesn't mean it's going to start coming to your phone or your computer. You do need to get those new SMTP codes and all of that to update them to start coming in, because it's being held and directed from a new hub. This is where you can enable it to get into the CRM, the description, and here's the form. And as Yang mentioned, you do need to add, and Yang, I'm not seeing that first. Can you guide me on the number here to add a number 1 so that they can see that?
Phone prefix on the left side. And drag it.
Phone right here. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you need to be able to tie into the SMS. So I would strongly suggest you at least have it, because you never know when you're building a community and you want to remind them. Those of you that are part of our trailblazers and collaborators, we love sending you reminder emails or reminder texts. And so that way, if you have it on the front end, then you can easily be able to set up that piece of the automation with the SMS. So that's under form. And then to be able to get the form, let me update this real quick. This is where you get the embed code right here to add this to your website so that it feeds into the list. And then this is where you can set up the thank you page for after they're done. If you want to redirect them to another page, however you want to do that. So once they opt in, there's usually another page that it goes to. So you just want to tell it what you want to happen at the end. Here's the pages that we have for this particular one here: subscribe, unsubscribe. This goes through the subscribers. Again, we're still migrating over. Any notifications you want to have. Hey, I want to know when they unsubscribe. Hey, I want to know that we even have they have Telegram in here. The different pieces. And if you want to import subscribers, you can also do that here. Any questions about this opt-in list building tool here in Mailing Boss? Okay, I do want to emphasize on the importance of tags. Tagging is really great to be able to let people to know what people did. Like, I want to know who went to our Media Magic event. I want to know who's been at the retreats. And so we tag people when they opt in on the list so that we know all the ways that they've participated. I can go into the CRM or into the profile of Ceci, and I can see all the different lists that she's on. I can see what she's opened, what she hasn't opened. I'll go ahead and show you that piece. But and I know we're getting to the top of the hour. Anything else around Mailing Boss, Amaryllis? Anything you want me to cover? Anybody else around this?
No, I think I need to get in there and kind of play around with it. I honestly haven't even had the time because I've been so consumed with work, which is a good thing, but.
Yes. Awesome. Well, we are loving it. I would suggest that you watch it because they did incorporate the workflow. And so the workflow is, let me just show you this really quick. We've went into great detail about, and Young, it's not showing me any workflow on here. Let me see right here, see all workflows. Okay, here we go. So on the workflows, this is where you can easily connect things such as the SMS. So it's taking a minute to open here, up here. And Yang, do you mind explaining the difference between the workflows and one's the sequence and one's the automation? Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah. Well, sequence is that you can establish a time to where it will be sent. Where in workflow, you can establish on the campaign to which it will be triggered and separate accordingly. Like, for example, segregate them to a tags or segregate them to another list. So it's kind of like, if you're using workflow, it's kind of giving you the ability to segregate, separate, and establish your email sequence, SMS, or WhatsApp. So it's all there on the workflow. Whereas on the sequence, it's only absolute time that you can put there.
So, for example, when somebody enrolls as a trailblazer, then it automatically gets tagged as a trailblazer. Then it gets added to the workflow. They get added to our SMS, and they get that first text message, and then they get the first welcome email.
Yeah.
And so this is a sample of how that workflow piece plays out.
Yeah, the trigger there is the tag. So if they don't receive a tag, they don't get that SMS or the campaign. You can also add there on the workflow if you want them to segregate according to the tag that you receive, according to their score, or to which list they go in.
Yeah, you can have to divide it into something else. I mean, there's a lot here that you can build into the automation. All right. Alicia, you have anything to add to this? Any comments or questions on your end?
No, I think he explained it pretty straightforward. I always understood in my mind the difference between sequence and automations is the sequence is just the one single email. I'm sorry, not the sequence. That's the campaign. Campaign is one single email that you can put into a sequence of emails. And then you can schedule them to go out whenever you want them to go out, or send them immediately as you create them. And then the automation is, you just automate it to send whenever somebody's been on, they opt in, and then every few days they get a different email based on whatever timestamps you put on those emails.
Beautiful. Yes, and we have lots of sequences. Okay, I want to touch bases real quick on the e-learning because I know there was a couple of questions about that. Anything else on this that somebody may want to know about? Okay, e-learning. So e-learning is amazing. This is how we make money while we're sleeping. This is how we can answer questions that are continued to be, we have to repeat something over and over and over and over again to a client. I always love this platform to not only look as a place for them to learn, but also to get up to speed on a particular topic. We have a client right now, King's Counsel and Trust Family Office. And so we've created an e-learning where it's like, Family Office 101. So the first one is what's a family office? And it just goes through all of the pieces of what it means. So like Dr. Yulwin, you may have things that talk about your methodology. You may have things that talk about your leadership. You may have different pieces that you share in real short videos that will allow people that when they get on the phone with you, they already understand the language. You're not having to educate them. Right? It makes it really wonderful. And part of what we did with our PR syndication service, because I would spend time coaching and training and guiding, going, okay, now you've got this PR, go do these things. And it was, it was a repeat every single time. And now, so for example, you can see here, here's 10 videos. Here's what this e-learning looks like. In here, they can download the book. And here's the videos. I give all the clients the logos up front for AP News, Fox, ABC, NBC. And again, they can watch the videos that as they go along, and all of them are real short and sweet. This is like a total of 20 minutes in training, but for me, it was like this totally automated for the clients so they can take as a checklist and go step by step on what to do. We've recently used their new theme for this capital raising boot camp. We help teach people how to raise, $1 million in 90 days or less. So this is our capital raising boot camp. We've broken it down by various lessons. This is the client's view, but they can come in. Oh, sorry, it's not showing you this view. Yep, and then they can come in and get more detail, get the contents. All right, it's locked out. Let me go into the back end. And so that is the power of e-learning. Builderall will host the videos. And so when you go in here, here's the modules and lessons. And you can easily, let me, I think I'm.
Drop down
right there. Oh, thank you, Yang. So here's the lesson. Here's where you can put, the images, however you want. You can see that it's got all the options to update what you want, including code. So you can customize code. And then you can add if there's certain content that you want to put in here, if you want them to get it after certain days or accomplish maybe answering surveys or questions before they get the next one. Any links, any files, if they need to take a test. And being able to, this is where they can also send you comments and such. So the e-learning is pretty robust and they're always adding new things. Like they have the student motivation, which we haven't used yet, Q&A. And from a curriculum standpoint, I can go in here and look at the student list and see who has done what. You know, did the students go in and watch? I can send them an email or various pieces based upon what they did or didn't do. Any other questions about the e-learning? Thank you, Ceci. All right, I'm going to open up just to hear from each one of you before we say farewell, because I believe we're at the top of the hour. And any other final questions or comments? Alicia.
I didn't have a question. Did you want me?
Just any final remarks? I just always like to do a quick check-in.
Okay.
Or maybe you want to commit to something. Hey, between now and the next call, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to learn this. I did ask Alicia to be able to come once in a while if there's things, and this is from any of you guys. Amaryllis, you've done this in the past where she's learned something and she says, hey, I want to show everybody this cool thing I learned, because there's magazines, there's apps. I mean, there's so much in here that if you learn something and you want to teach it, then like, please let me know.
Yeah, well, I was definitely going to look into the email thing about why I go into spam, because I haven't yet set up my emails in Mailing Boss. And now I'm kind of curious if it's something I want to do or not. So I want to look more into that. And I'm going to contact support and ask them about it and see what kind of answer I get. So I'll have that next.
Awesome. Well, we did have Erin on a prior call, and those of you that don't know Erin Strayer, she is a pretty big wig in the public speaking realm, and so she's dealt with the whole spam piece, because that was a comment that came up, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you get 1 or 2 hits, and your domain name." Because I used to think there was a couple of them where I'd go create a new email and it would still go in, and she said, "Yeah, when they tag your domain name, it's like being on a little bit of a blacklist." So we got to figure out how to get off the blacklist. And Amaryllis, I'm not saying you're on that blacklist. I know that I've been reported for spam for whatever reason. And
but then wouldn't that be an issue? Like, wouldn't you see the same problem like with you just sending emails from your email list? Because that's tied to your domain list.
I only send emails from that domain. You know what? That's a good point.
Right? Like all my emails make it to my clients or make it to prospects, or they receive everything. So that's why I'm having a hard time making that connection, because I'm like, I would be seeing it on that side from that perspective as well. So I don't know if it's Builderall. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it so I can figure it out.
Yeah. I know we still have challenges with some of our emails here and there. So that's part of why we use the SMS, just to make sure that people are, sometimes we'll go in and even do a private SMS. I know for me personally, this last year, one of my business guides was like, we are in an era where we have to over communicate. We can't just rely on email. We can't just it's so noisy, and there's so many variables that she
so we just add more noise.
We add, well, it's kind of like ensuring that they get it. Amaryllis, you don't make noise. I've seen what you contribute, and you add life to things. Does that make sense? And we just have a lot going on. So I know in my business, like we use the text, we use these pieces because things are always getting through, and some people are overwhelmed by emails. But I definitely, on our end, for individual emails, also in ours, we have some challenges with the Shannon Procise.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's make this a priority, and we've got it on our list, and let's come together and say, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it as well. So Alicia, I'm curious to see what you come up with, and I'll let you guys know what I come up with.
Ceci, Amaryllis, anything else on your end that you wanted to add before we?
No, I think I just need to, sort out the whole spamming thing, because I have a bunch of trips that I want to promote, and I used to do really well with my trip promotions via email, but now I'm hesitant to do it because I don't even know if it's being delivered, how well or how much things are being seen. So I just need to, that's my priority right now.
Okay. And I can pull up some of what we haven't seen much of a change. I'll pull up my last one while we're talking. Amanda, so Ceci, you're asking about a video on tagging?
No, I already been answered that.
You did? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to forget. I was gonna reply something to Amaryllis. Okay, so I have something to say. My emails, when they were transferred from the old platform, the legacy, to the new one, they are completely checked, verified with the Builderall has the way that the client needs to confirm when they receive it. So this new list, which is half of the size or even less of my original size, when I started Builderall, that one is not bouncing or not going to spam. So this new list is only 800 emails and it's being so filtered that now I know now that this new one is the one that gave me good results. So I'm not sure if you need to do this double step of verifying. So Builderall has that these clients approve and it's all set that way. So
yeah, I have it. I have the double verification set up in the legacy one too.
Well, they have a cleanup thing. They have something that they do, Amaryllis, that they actually clean and verify. They did it for us. What is it called? Inbox
Spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inbox pass. So that's a way. Go ahead, Jan.
On the new mailing boss, if you upload a certain subscribers, I think they verify it before they put it directly on your list. Like for example, if you have 1,000 and you upload it, they have like 72 hours to double check your list. So it's kind of like for 1,000 it goes lesser sometimes because they verify within 72 hours. And also if you upload a larger list on the new mailing boss, you can't upload to another list. It's one list at a time. So for example, if you upload a subscribers on a certain list, then you go over to the next list that you want to upload. You can't do that. So you just need to wait.
Okay.
And a quick note that you said something that I have been using. Normally, I send my clients a form. It was like 5 questions to see if I needed to take care of them immediately or later.
Yeah.
And I actually had that form in another platform, and I decided to add it to my contact form in Builderall because I wanted to eliminate the other system. Not the other system, but the form, because I still need the other system. But I was surprised and happy that from the contact form from Builderall website, people filled it up, all the questions, all 5 of them is like, when are you traveling, blah, blah, blah. How do you want to be contacted, email, phone, Zoom? And everybody sent it. I'm getting them by email. So it's starting to move that contact, just little contact that I didn't extend it. So I'm just want to let you know because it's working.
Yeah, I have something similar on my website where they fill it out if they want a consultation. They answer some questions just to give me some information to start, and then I have it linked to the booking builder so that once they submit it, I get the contact form, so I see all their answers, and then they get an automatic email so that they can schedule time so we can talk in more detail, and they're automatically added to the email list.
Right. So far, I have that part, not yet the booking part.
Okay.
Yet.
All right. So that's the same thing you're doing, yeah? So
Yeah.
similar. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, my consultation is much longer, but this is kind of like a teaser of a consultation.
Yeah.
I want to know, you really want to go through, let me know this first part of the questions, and then I go with the other one. But
Okay.
I haven't done the booking builder yet. That's good.
Do it. It'll make your life so much easier. You don't have to go back.
I know. I travel too much. I'm scared to mess up somebody.
You will actually it'll make your life easier because you don't have to go back and forth trying to schedule people. They'll just have access to your calendar and they'll schedule time and it'll show up on your calendar.
When your calendar is perfect, yes.
You can approve it. So we actually, Ceci, we went over that last time, the calendar builder, quite a bit. And you can actually have it to where you have to approve it. So even though your calendar.
I like that.
Yeah. Watch the last video on the YouTube. Let me give you guys that link because we have a number of calendars and we really dove in deep on the back end of that.
Yeah, you can also, Ceci, since you travel a lot, I do too. What I do is when I'm traveling, I go into the dates I know I'm traveling, I go into my calendar and I check off those dates so that nobody can schedule anything on those dates. So they don't even show up as an option for people when I'm not around.
I just have to do the work.
I know. It takes time because you have to sit down and actually figure it out. I
just want to travel. I don't want to do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Who else wants to share? Amanda? Any final remarks?
Yeah, apparently my goal for next month is to revisit the goal of calling Builderall and seeing how their booking can take the place of my current booking.
Yes.
Which actually that kind of works as an opt-in for me because when people follow and they go to the booking site, they do give me their email. So even though I only had 4 new people book, I ended up with 12 new emails last week. So it is growing. And so then clearly that builds me to, I need to figure out an opt-in for next month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Dr. Yowen, anything on your part?
No, I'm extremely overwhelmed because this is a new world for me. Marketing and all that, never had to do it. So I've been focusing on the marketing and the visibility because that's important. And so I'm learning it from the ABCs.
Yeah.
And I am getting there.
Yeah.
But this conversation here was from a different world. So I was just knowing, understanding the length of the journey I still have to take.
Oh.
I'm looking at it positively. I mean, that's just reality time, you know.
Yeah. Man,
So I don't want to be a downer or anything like that, but it's just I'm facing the reality and I'm facing it positive. It's something positive. And I would have to make some serious decisions in terms of what it is that I'm going to do and what it is that I have to delegate.
Outsource. Yep. Yeah. I know enough about websites so that I believe what I learned early on was knowing enough about websites so that I hate to say the negative, but never taken advantage of. Websites are our greatest asset in business. And lots of people will come in and they won't give you access. They won't give you codes. They won't. So I believe that it's really important to know just enough so that you can direct and those pieces, but I don't like dealing with it. I love having somebody that's on the team and I can go, okay, do this. What about this? Because I know enough to go, okay, let's consider these things. But I think it's really important to have a team because Dr. Yowen, you need to be teaching leaders. that's what you're good at. You're a teacher. You've got a big work in the world. So whenever we can outsource these things, that's great, which is why I'm so glad you're here, Alicia. Thank you. Karen.
Yeah, I'm the same. I want to know everything because I've been taken advantage so bad with websites in the past that I want to know. And also, like you, Dr. Owen, just to know enough to know that this is, I need to hire someone. But I'm also very visual and I probably won't get on and watch a video as much as I'll jump on and do this when you're live. So like, I want to see and learning from the reality of what you're going through is very, very helpful because those are real questions about your booking calendar and how it works and spam. So thank you so much, Shannon, for being available and for doing these kinds of things to ensure all of our success. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, who else? Katie, anything else on your end?
No, not really. I just enjoy listening and learning things. It's always a learning experience.
You're an angel. I always love having you. So, so just as a feat, did I get everybody? I think I did get everybody. Just wanted to remind you guys, and Dr. Yowen, this is the event that I was mentioning, the Media Magic Instantly Get Radio, TV, Print and Press free, October 12th. And then also on October 25th is our 5 C's to creating raving fans. And all of our webinars, we do the breakout rooms. So you get to network, you get to collaborate, you get to play with others and really embody what we teach and what we believe in. I don't see our retreat info on here. Young, we got to get our retreat. So we do have our 8th Media Magic coming up January 19th and 20th. And those of you that have already attended, it's, as some of you know, you got to a certain point and you know, maybe you want to finish your bio, or maybe you want to write a new press release, or maybe you've got the press release, but you never sent it out. This is a great opportunity for you to pick up where you left off and go to the next level. We've got some remarkable speakers. Not remarkable speakers, because this is not really a big speaker event. We have more remarkable mentors this time. This is a Get Stuff Done event. But in December is our live event, and it's only for 12 people. And so that is our wisdom, rockstar wisdom retreat. And this is an opportunity where we actually help you complete your 120-day Media Magic marketing plan. We've got masterminding. We help you with your pitch. Here at the beach, it includes meals, and it's pretty amazing. So if you're up for a live event, I know some people are still wanting to do virtual. There is that. And then let me give you this so you can come and play or check out some of our other events. So shannonprocise.com/events. And as you know, when you're in our community of trailblazers and collaborators, when you show up, we always spotlight you, and I use you as good examples. So I think that's it for this one.
Spotlight. I hope you had a good birthday, Shannon.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it was the best 50th birthday ever.
Happy birthday. When was your birthday?
It was Friday, but we got to celebrate all weekend.
Oh, well, we're both Libras, because mine was on the 24th, so we're not that far apart.
Sorry, I missed it. I was
Have all the
many
fun of
miles
her
away,
year.
Shannon.
It's all right.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Yeah,
Shannon?
thank you, Karen.
Shannon, you said you had some information relative to how you don't get lost in the noise of the marketing that I was asking. Is that?
Yeah, so some of it we're going to go into details on the October the 12th. So let me put that link in there for you.
Okay.
And a big part of that, Dr. Yulwin, that I just want to remind you is having your own list. Like every single one of us, you guys need to have your own list, your own opt-in, 100% control of how you market and connect your people. I was just looking at one of our things, Amarellis, we were up at like 28%. So I know we'll look at this together, but I know that we're still getting through to people. But I know that some of them are not. I mean, we've had some issues with Gmail. That's been one of our.
Gmail's the worst. I need to figure out how to make my transition from Gmail over to Builderall, so I can just have all my emails sitting in Builderall. And it's been, I just haven't had the chance, but Gmail, I personally very much don't like Gmail, so.
Yeah, well, I know on the receiving end, we've had to let people know, go in and add, like it took us a little bit to figure out, okay, add us as a contact, because they're like, I keep adding it into the inbox and doing what they thought, but we finally figured out that piece. So as far as the noise, really, Dr. Yulwin is having your own opt-in, having your own list, your way of communicating with people directly. Also, I know that we're in the final stretches of your press release, and that's going to be one of the things that we're going to encourage you as you go through the e-learning to using that to help you stand out from the noise.
Okay.
Even if you're in the noise, they're going to go, who is this chick? She was in Market
Okay.
Watch, or she was on AP News, or, you know, there's ideally as you leverage that, that will pull out. Anybody else have any feedback on how you stand out from the noise? And we're going to go into a lot of that on the 12th, Dr. Yuan, by the way.
Okay, I'll be there.
Anybody else have any secrets or ideas to contribute to that? Be your own noisemaker. And don't make noise. I mean, when I say don't make noise, you know, the message became really loud and clear to me the last I'm going to just shut this off the live stream real quick.